opens wide. If most game structures look like a redwood tree with a tall trunk that has paths branching off as you go higher, Cyberpunk 2077 is more like a large bush. You don't have to go far to have dozens of tangled branches within reach. Night City is so dense, diverse, and consistently beautiful that there are opportunities to stumble upon unexpected sights and missions all the time. The scope is simply stunning, from the massive skyscrapers to the immaculately detailed in-world advertisements that are plastered all over them. Cyberpunk 2077 feels like an RPG through and through. It's full of rich, beautifully presented conversations and an almost mind-boggling amount of choice in dialogue, character builds, mission approach, and beyond. What's more,
okay, that's my shit though, dude. Like, I'm a freak. My favorite parts about Mass Effect, and the reason why I think it is the best in that franchise, regardless of its fucking combat being really not as good as the other Mass Effects that came out after it, is because of the fucking incredibly immersive dialogue options. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I want. Like, for KOTOR, for example, Knights of the Old Republic, like, that's what fucking kept that franchise, for me, as probably one of the greatest franchises of all time. It's like, it's goated on the sticks. This is what I want. I love this shit. I want to fucking ingest it directly into my veins. This makes me happy. This actually gets me really fucking geared up. And also, it's the based and true and real pilled fucking take for all of you stupid Zoomers with a 3.5 second attention span. I do not give a fuck, okay? This is what single player games used to be like, and that's what I've been excited by, okay? The reason why I've been very excited to play fucking Cyberpunk is because CD Projekt Red, specifically with Witcher 3, created a game that reminded me of my childhood when single player games used to be fucking awesome, when everything wasn't just another fucking recopied, like, remaster, remake of like an existing franchise that you've built that is always going to have an audience that will just like buy it regardless because we love the fucking slop. We're just pigs. And yes, I'm referencing Assassin's Creed and fucking Madden, which is the Assassin's Creed of sports, or rather Assassin's Creed is the Madden and fucking FIFA of open world RPGs at this point. So
love the stream.
This is Witcher 3 was reminiscent of that, okay? Like, it wasn't like COD. It wasn't a game that was just like hyper focused on microtransactions and shit like that. And it was reminiscent of like the Morrowind days, right? And even one of my favorite games from my childhood that I absolutely fucking love, Freelancer, for example. I don't know if you guys know even what this game is, but the Star whatever the fuck game that came out that is like kind of a scam. Originally, the game that came before that, the guy that made that, it made a game called Freelancer. One of my favorite games of all time from my childhood, the Star Citizen. Star Citizen might be a bit of a wash, but Freelancer was awesome. Okay? And it's great to see a developer just sit the fuck down and make new games. But you liked AC? Assassin's Creed is fine, but it's bubblegum. This, if it's done right, is going to be a masterpiece. It's supposed to be like a game that's got the meat and it's got the potatoes and it keeps you occupied. It takes over your fucking world for the duration that you play it. Like, for weeks, you're thinking about it. You get sad while you get to the end of it. That's what my childhood was like. That's what my childhood was. And that's what Witcher 3 kind of was reminiscent of, which is why I was very excited about Cyberpunk.
Weird Mass Effect, Witcher 3
now, I don't know if that's what's going to happen, but that's what I was looking forward to this entire time, which is why you're hearing a lot of copium from me right now, or at least hopium, depending on what the game will actually look like. But it makes me happy that the dialogue options are great. You may be bad at games, but you have good taste in them. Yeah, I'm a fucking old school gamer. Like, I just love single player RPGs. Like, immersive single player RPGs is my favorite shit.
Those
Did you
choices
like Skyrim?
can
Yes.
have a massive impact on both V's own story and the characters around them. I once made a suggestion to a character that later lost him his job. That decision altered every future interaction, and knowing that someone else might have a very different relationship with him made my playthrough feel more personal. Similarly, I was shocked to discover one of my favorite missions early on wasn't even offered to another player because of a single decision we made differently. Realizations like this quickly became a common occurrence.
Yeah, that's why it's 20 hours. That's why the main mission is 20 hours, because it has hella replayability, like crazy replayability. And what that reminds me a little bit of is kind of like, you know, in the From Software franchise, where like if you go and like pick up an item and then go to a different part of the map and like hit a fucking illusionary wall and then give the person the item, wait for a day and then take that item, like all this shit, then you unlock a fucking character that you can kill. Like that sort of stuff is tight, and I think that this could have that as well. Or it could be a bunch of these like crazy fucking missions that you avoid because all these crazy missions that you don't even get to play because you're like too focused on speed running it.
The missions themselves are also largely delightful. My favorites range from infiltrating an extravagant parade to a series of detective missions where you actually need to collect evidence on your own, to a deeply touching scuba diving mission, all the way to befriending a sentient vending machine. The fact that Cyberpunk 2077 is able to have deep, affecting moments alongside lighthearted goofs and blaring sex ads without any of it feeling out of place is a testament to the strength of both its stories and the world they take place in. And remember, just because something is a side mission doesn't mean it's not important to the main story. Surprisingly, Cyberpunk 2077 only took me around 20 hours to beat the first time, but it was only after reloading a save and spending another 20 hours completing side missions and befriending characters that I went back to finish the story again and found my ending options had drastically changed.
Okay, dude, everyone always fucking says, your decisions matter, by the way, lol. Turns out there's a game that actually does have that. There you go. This is what gamers always fucking cringe at when we're playing any sort of games where like there's decision making and they make it seem like your decision is going to change the outcome entirely. Well, it turns out in this game, choices do matter. Get ready for all the fucking haters to say, get ready for all the haters to say, oh, well, now it matters too much. And now you can have a drastically awful fucking outcome and that it sucks because of that.
35 hours, I've now found 6 wildly different endings, and still have plenty more I want to do. While this freeform structure is impressive, it did create a false sense that I was failing to make progress at times. 3 percentages relating to different aspects of V's journey are presented like progress trackers in the menu, but they don't actually function that way, making them frustratingly misleading. Regardless, the openness of Cyberpunk 2077 is pretty remarkable. Beyond the big story decisions, you also get the good old-fashioned choice of how to kill, or politely incapacitate, your enemies. There are no character classes here. Instead, you invest points into 5 primary attributes, and then into perks within each of those. For example, if you're planning to go stealthy, the cool attribute can make enemies slower to detect you, and its stealth perk page is full of additional boons like increased crouched movement speed or unlocking an aerial takedown. Perks will also naturally improve as you use them, making this system wonderfully flexible. Combat opens up gradually.
That also means that early stage of the game, it's going to be butt cheeks, and everyone's going to say, lol, can't aim, lol, don't know how to play it, lol, bad gamer, lol, cope, lol. That's what that tells me, okay? It tells me menu simulator for the streaming element, and also it tells me lol, aim, Pepega aiming, Pepega aim Andy, Haas aim, Pepega aim.
As well. While I didn't love the gunplay initially, I eventually found unique weaponry and clever cybernetic augmentations that elevated it above simple pointing and shooting.
Yeah, it's because you're a reviewer, dog. Journalist saying he hated the weapons because he can't shoot. Oh my god, I'm doing it. I'm doing what I am suspecting the chat is going to do to me, but to the fucking reviewer. Of course you're going to do it. You know why? Because it's so much fun to just talk shit, even though that person might even be a better gamer than me, just like I'm probably a better gamer than half the people who fucking talk shit to me in my own chat. Anyway.
Some guns can charge up and shoot through walls, while others fire bullets that seek out enemies. And cool, iconic weapons add unique twists with flashy looks. Add in cyberware that lets you slow time, double jump, and more, and it's just a matter of time before you find some custom combination that clicks. It never becomes the most complex stance, especially with stuff like the fairly mashy melee options, but it's one that I felt I had complete control over choreographing. Of course, my V's policy was always to try sneaking before going loud. Similar to combat, stealth isn't much deeper than crouch walking out of sight.
What's up, Jordan? Jordan says really small head. Wait, can people start streaming it tonight?
Small head.
What? No, I think there's like an embargo, right? I mean, I'm trying to see if I can get early access, but maybe I could start streaming it on Wednesday. I don't know. I don't have the game yet. I mean, I pre-ordered it and I'm waiting, and it's 2 days. On Thursday, it's gonna. That's how I feel whenever I think about the fact that it's gonna come out. But you know, you can download it. Yeah, I already pre-ordered it. Like I guess maybe I can preload it. You can preload the game already if you haven't. Oh, okay. Wednesday 4 p.m. Pacific on PC. Yeah. Wait, what? Wednesday? So fucking 2 days? I can't wait to see you to play the stream so I can actually see if I want to buy it. I love the idea of this game. I just need someone to actually play it. I'm going to play it on the PC probably, but if it's too fucking heavy, if it's too heavy of a load, because it's not like fucking well optimized, I'll probably play it on the PS5. Even though I know the PS5 is basically the PS4 version as it stands currently, right? It's not like... It unlocks on the 9th, 7 p.m. Eastern EST. Okay. Are you going to do polls for choices in the chat or just do it yourself? As it stands with every single game that I have played ever, I am a open backseat gamer. You guys know this already. I know that can lead to like shitty outcomes. Sometimes the fucking chat is like annoying, but usually I love collaborating with you guys while I'm playing. That's how I play most of the games. So I'll probably ask you guys like what the fuck's going on. Do a choice with every single dialogue option? Wait, no, I'm not gonna do that. Boy. Potatoes PC have said to this game, fine. No, I don't have a potato PC. I have a 2080 Ti, but it's still... most people don't factor in fucking streaming the game. Like, the game... Every single game that I've ever played on this stream has run like a goddamn well-tuned machine, okay? It runs very well. The problem isn't games that run well. The problem is, can the game run well and also stream well? Because when you stream, you incorporate a massive load on top of everything else. So, like, if I wasn't streaming and I only fucking played a game on my own, I could max out everything. That's why a lot of streamers have 2 PCs. I don't. NL's mods have made a betting system with channel points. Can bet on it when I die with Xbox or not. I think that would be cool. We can't. I don't have the gambling system unlocked for me, man. Hit up CDPR to get that early streamer access, dude. You're big enough. They get to start Wednesday 6 a.m. Okay, hold on. Streamer access is... Okay, well, we'll see. I'll wake up. Like, if it's actually 6 a.m., which would mean, like, what, like 3 a.m.? If that's real? Or is that a... I would wake up at 3 a.m. to just play that. You don't have a separate streaming computer? No. Yong Yi played it on a 3080 i7 87,000 or 8700. Said he struggled to get 60 FPS on 1440p. It's because you're basically rendering the same thing twice. Yeah.
Poggers.
Guys, from what I understand, it runs well. None of you are going to have an issue with it, okay? None of you are going to have an issue with it. Most of you are not going to have an issue with it. My issue is being able to run it while streaming it, okay? It's not running it. It's streaming it. Anyway, let's keep going.
But planning my route and using quick hacks to do things like blind guards can be an engaging and fun puzzle. Like in a Deus Ex game, I was able to complete some missions without ever drawing a weapon, which is rewarding in a different way than cutting off someone's head with mantis blades. When things do get loud though, a special commendation needs to be given to Cyberpunk 2077's music. The soundtrack is fantastic throughout, but the combat music stands out, driving the pace of fights directly.
Yeah, Gene said the music is pretty good too.
So we have to talk bugs now. I've only been able to play the PC version so far, but even so, the frequency of bugs was a frustrating nuisance. It's nothing game-breaking, but hardly an hour has gone by without something going awry, and performance is only okay even with very high-end hardware. That makes me especially worried for what last-gen console versions might be like. And remember, we unfortunately can't show footage of any of these issues yet due to CD Projekt Red's pre-release restrictions.
Should I at CD Projekt Red to see if I can get a early access? Why are you guys Pepe lying? I am a... What do I say? I can't say I'm a large streamer, right? What should I say, chat? I'm gonna get Donowald. You're a cutie, and I want to say you mean so much to me and have helped me, but you need to finish DS3. Okay, thanks. Hossie, you watching Cyberpunk genre media like Gits or Blade Runner lately? No. What should I say? Can you respond? I want to know if you played Fallout New Vegas. No, I played a little bit. Try their communications person. Okay, I'll DM them. Okay, I'll do that. Okay, you are a big boy.
Restrictions. For now, you'll have to take my word for it when I say that I've had important conversations undermined by characters glitching between incorrect poses or referencing invisible objects. I frequently get calls overlapping with other conversations, and had to sit through drives with my character bobbing like I was in a run animation. During the few story moments when I did get to see my own character model, I was usually missing my customized hair. And while I primarily had visual issues, I did have to reload a save a couple of times when mission progress was halted. None of this stopped me from loving the stories being told, but they did dampen moments that otherwise would have been powerful. A day one patch is expected, as well as likely many others after that, but CDPR has indicated it will focus on stability and performance, which isn't what gave me the most trouble. To be fair, its exceptional support of The Witcher 3 gives me faith that a lot of these issues could be sorted out with enough time, but right now, it can be a bit of a mess. In a way, I'm sort of jealous of people who first play Cyberpunk 2077 6 months from now, when I assume a lot of this has been fixed. Cyberpunk 2077 kicks you into its dazzlingly dense...
They won't let you play, man. You said too much stuff in the past about capitalist red blood within the city streets and bridgeways. You think they want to let you play? They will, because you are a punk with many viewer. What? Pogo using streamer cheats? Cyber pejorative Pogo. I am sentient too, cow. Yikes, man, it's so obvious you are become paid from Cyberpunk 2. You didn't even finish the game with 3. Why would you get a Cyberpunk when it's a reskin of no skin, no game to skin from? Are you a new gamer? Why not? You want new COD? Maybe Dark 4 -1?
It's a really good game.
Okay, my favorite. This is a good memer. I like it.
Cityscape with few restrictions.
Cyberpunk.
It offers a staggering amount of choice, and your decisions can have a tangible impact on both the world and people around you. Those stories can be emotional, funny, dark, exciting, and sometimes all of those things at once. The main quest may be shorter than expected when taken on its own, but the multitude of optional missions available can have a surprisingly powerful effect on where V and Johnny's story ends up. It's a shame that frustratingly frequent bugs can occasionally kill an otherwise well-set mood, but Cyberpunk 2077's impressively flexible design makes it a truly remarkable RPG. For more Cyberpunk 2077, be sure to read my full written review on IGN.com, or watch our breakdown of the Cyberpunk world's story leading up to it. And for everything else, keep it right here on IGN.
Oh, that person follows me. The NSF person. Oh, their head of NA communication follows me. Okay, I will DM them now. Stop spreading your communist cyberpunk propaganda, Hussein, Pakistan. Street Kid, Corpo, or Nomad? I think I'm going to play Corpo. Even if you get it, I don't think you can stream it before release. First of all, of course we can't stream it. It'll be early access, like all of the Ubisoft games that I've played on stream. They basically give you early access. Oh my god, this entire day is turned into Cyberpunk reviews, reviewing Cyberpunk reviews. So it's, oh god, I'm so excited. Okay, I've already talked about why I'm excited for this game. Okay, so you already know. Contact for YouTuber streamers, YouTube at cdprojectred.com. No, it's fine. I think DMing their comms team is probably better. Yeah, unless you get into the early streamer thing. And early streaming access means that you can start streaming before the there's an embargo that gets lifted leading up to the Wednesday. It's like a couple hours ahead of time.
People at Hasanabi, will you like my picture on Twitter?
Young Yi one, it's good. It's long though. 38 minutes is way too long. We can't do that right now. Are you going heavy tech build, heavy smart rifle, or more natural melee combat? I don't know. Maybe stealth melee was what I was thinking, but I don't know what it looks like. Reviews and the culture around them is so toxic. There's an embargo until 3 a.m. Pacific time on Wednesday. It applies to streamers too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the embargo lifts at 3 a.m. Pacific time, but there's an hour. Like if I just get the regular game, I will be able to play it at later in that day, basically. Hey son, I've been watching you for 8 months now. I want to let you know the hot girls that your girlfriend is by Cyberpunk is lesbian. Sorry for spoiling. Okay.
Half a year.
CNET's reviewer has connections.
Hassle.
The editor at large at video at CNET. Okay. The Polygon review is critical and very good. Okay, we'll look at that. That Polygon article is some prime anti-SJW bait, but they went a bit overboard. I'm assuming they're going to say, you said you want PS games and hope here's my third day of trying to show you. Dude, this guy wants me to play this Odin Valhalla game so bad. Bro, it's a fucking iOS Android game, man. Is this a fucking mobile game? You want me to play a mobile game? I'm talking about PS5 games, dude. Are you joking? This is the type of game I don't even play when they they want to pay me to play it. Are you the developer, dude? Is it not enough that you guys already like pump out so many ads with every streamer? You gotta come in here? Are you a weeb? New AOT season is fire. Let me know where you stand. I haven't watched the new AOT season yet. I watched like 3 of the
Happy 2 months to
episodes in the last season that were beyond that were subbed, and I stopped watching it. I don't know what happened.
Love you, Hussein Hassel.
Imagine playing video games instead of bettering yourself by reading self-help books by intellectual giants like Jordan Peterson. If you email Sagan, Sagandi's nuts. Yeah, that I should email that person. That seems great. Anyway, we looked at this KFC shit, and we are doing. All right, let's get back to here. I want to show you guys. Let's get back to the news. Okay, we got to do the news. I've been getting ahead of myself with all the Cyberpunk stuff. We're gonna get back to that, obviously, of course, in a little bit because I'm super hype about it. But I just wanted to play while I go pee. I just wanted to play a really quick summarization of what happened. I'm gonna loop it too at the debate last night.
My opponent, radical liberal Raphael Warnock. Radical liberal Raphael Warnock. Radical liberal Raphael Warnock. Radical liberal Raphael Warnock. My opponent, radical liberal Raphael Warnock. Radical liberal Raphael Warnock. My opponent, radical liberal Raphael Warnock. My opponent, radical liberal Raphael Warnock. 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 My opponent, radical liberal Raphael Warnock. Radical liberal Raphael Warnock. Radical liberal Raphael Warnock. Radical liberal Raphael Warnock. My opponent, radical liberal Raphael Warnock. Radical liberal Raphael Warnock. My opponent, radical liberal Raphael Warnock. My opponent, radical liberal Raphael Warnock. 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 My opponent, radical liberal Raphael Warnock. Radical liberal Raphael Warnock. Radical liberal Raphael Warnock. Radical liberal Raphael Warnock. My opponent, radical liberal Raphael Warnock. Radical liberal Raphael Warnock. My opponent, radical liberal Raphael Warnock. My opponent, radical liberal Raphael Warnock. 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 My opponent, radical liberal Raphael Warnock.
Oh, it looped. I didn't even realize that it had looped. I went and peed, got a Diet Mountain Dew to get started on my Diet Mountain Dews for the day. And of course, the reason why I didn't feel the need to stop this was because I overlaid all the time she said radical liberal Raphael Warnock over one another.
Democrats want to fundamentally change America, and the agent of change is my opponent, radical liberal Raphael Warnock.
Are we a joke to you?
The Democrats.
I love his face in the end of it too. Quick summary of last night's debate in GA. Loeffler used the term 13 times during the nearly 1 hour long debate. Even if she spoke for half of that time, that's once every 2 minutes and 19 seconds, according to Newsweek. It was incredible. It was a buddy of mine, Joe Rogan level, but over such a shorter period of time. So You have the same views as
Thank
Johnny
you,
in
Hasanabi,
Cyberpunk.
for
LMAO,
everything
you're
you've
gonna get
done.
it easy because you
Obviously,
basically
your
are
career
him.
is changing every day and everyone is cheering you on. Thank you for your content and humor, and more news is always appreciated. Purple heart.
Thank you,
Resident
La
Sleeper.
Violinista. Why do you subscribe for 7 months? And while you're subscribing, you say it's Resident Sleeper. You already covered the Ossoff versus Purdue debate where it just panned to an empty podium. Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. This was like stuff that was happening already, but another thing that she, of course, constantly mentioned was how she grew up on a farm.
Resident Sleeper.
So I just want to take a little bit, just do a deeper dive into Kelly Loeffler, her life, and what her background looks like. Here's the 85-second supercut, including time to socialism and Marxism.
Chuck Schumer said, now we take Georgia, then we change America. I'm fighting for every single Georgian to live the American dream. Chuck Schumer of socialism, the American dream. Radical liberal Raphael Warnock, the American dream. Radical liberal Raphael Warnock. Radical liberal Raphael Warnock, Chuck Schumer's radical agenda.
It kind of seems like the problem is with Loeffler.
Hassan, will you play Neo 2 when
The
it
problem
comes
is
to PC?
it almost feels like you're copying and pasting the same thing over and over again, even though it is from different times in the debate.
2 months.
And the
of
reason
dunking
why
judge with you,
it
Hassan,
feels
appreciate
like
the content.
the reason why it feels like you're copying and pasting is because she's a fucking robot. And to everyone who will say I am being sexist about Kelly Loeffler, like, I feel as though she is the one unique exception that is literally like every single sexist stereotype built
Better
into
ask you than get
one
walled by
perfectly
acid.
Republican like Barbie doll, pretty much, where she is not emotive. She is very clearly not ready for the job at hand. Her track record is horrible. And most importantly, she has like moved up in the world literally by marrying the CEO of the company she worked at. So like it obviously this is not the case for the overwhelming majority of women. Nearly all of the women that work in the professional field oftentimes get inappropriately called out in this capacity. But she has literally been carried her entire life. It's wild to me. It is wild that this lizard person was able to just basically buy her way into this seat. And all she has done with this political power that was given to her, all she has done is basically try to not try to, but just, enrich herself. She's worse than Ann Coulter. I would never say that about Ann Coulter. Ann Coulter is a demon. Ann Coulter is probably the archetype for all of these horrible, monstrous, reactionary politics that you hear from people. They got the courage. Ann Coulter walked so these people could run. But Ann Coulter is a hard worker. I would never say that she she got a career advancement from like improper means or anything like that. Ann Coulter is a demon, but she is a fucking hard worker. The devil works hard. Ann Coulter, who is also probably the devil, works even harder. Okay, so I would never say that about Ann Coulter, and just like I would never say that about fucking like Kellyanne Conway. There's a difference between like being sexist and like openly calling to question someone like Kelly Loeffler and her background. And you will understand it a little bit better when I mention this, when I talk about her background in a second. But it's literally a brainwashing, manipulating technique that she's using, saying the same thing multiple times, same attitude every time. Yeah. Did you and her hang out after the Alex Michelson debate? She wouldn't even look at my face, dude. Of course we didn't hang out after the debate. So, Ann Coulter, Kris Jenner, like Kris Jenner, absolute fucking demon, media demon, but incredible worker. Like These are people who have worked very hard. Like they might have had comfortable beginnings. Like Kris Jenner might have had like some help in the beginning, but no one should ever question whether they have like actually fucking worked to be in the position that they're in. Like part of the reason why Ann Coulter and Kris Jenner, for example, are demons is because of how hard they fucking work. You know what I mean?
Radical liberal Raphael Warnock, radical liberal Raphael Warnock,
So,
radical liberal Raphael Warnock, radical liberal Raphael Warnock, radical liberal Raphael Warnock, radical liberal Raphael.
So this is the most mentioned of the debate on Fox site. Billing the top 5 minutes of the debate. Skim their 15-minute video to see how they play none of the debate in their analysis. Of course they're not going to. This is a very non-socialist take. What? What is the non-socialist take? What are you talking about? Anyway, she's working harder than Purdue. Well, Purdue doesn't need to debate. Purdue is in a better position than Kelly Loeffler is. Even like Purdue's race barely made it to the runoffs. Like. He didn't have to do debates, and then he did them. And when he did the debates, like John Ossoff ripped them apart. Now, are those debates worthwhile? Probably not. What's worthwhile is the amount of media coverage that you're getting, and what's worthwhile is the party loyalty. Purdue is going to skate along because he's a Republican, but Kelly Loeffler does, on the other hand, need to make an impression, considering the fact that. Considering the reality that while there was someone who was vote splitting in their ticket, Raphael Warnock did beat her technically. So, Loeffler probably shouldn't have debated. Can't imagine this actually improved anything for her. It doesn't matter. I think she did it because maybe she could get the talking points out, and then they could cut something together for it. I think she probably did the debate specifically for the child abuse line. She wanted to have that out because otherwise it's all talking points. Like she just kept saying she wasn't elected either. Yeah, no, I know. She bought that seat. Like she literally 100% without a doubt bought that seat. Like she bought that influence there, and it was so bad. It was actually dumb. Donald Trump didn't want Kelly Loeffler to be in that position. It was Doug Collins that Donald Trump was actually pushing for. And right, it was Doug Collins, right? Yeah.
Radical liberal Raphael Warnock, 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 radical liberal.
It does matter if the only thing people remember is her repetitive messaging, then she wins the debate. Can we talk about the stuff you like about Warnock, or dispel some of the lies about him instead of propagating GOP stuff?
Jawline looks great, champ.
What? How am I propagating GOP stuff? What are you saying? Anyway, yeah, I'm close to killing the TTS.
Yeah,
Even Fox News made fun of Loeffler. Let's take a look at what they said.
I think we got the message. Let's have a look.
Radical liberal Raphael Warnock, radical liberal Raphael Warnock, radical liberal Raphael Warnock, radical liberal Raphael Warnock, radical liberal Raphael Warnock.
So, to my count, she said it about 14 times, and I actually stepped out for a few minutes.
Big pogs for naked
I think this could be.
So, they're making fun of her for being a robot, which is good. It's good if you want to win. It plays to.
Radical liberal Raphael Warnock, radical liberal.
It plays to the sexist. Okay, I'm ending it. I'm ending it right now.
Radical liberal Raphael Warnock.
Yeah, I don't know why I let some of these people like Radical Rashidun like even send donos. He's the one who is constantly and consistently. I might ban you. Hold on one second. Like he knows it's annoying and he still does it. The one who constantly asks me about poop and whether I pooped and whatnot. Like LMAO. Wait, oh, LMAO, brother, I'm about to ban you. Like, what LMAO? You have any final words? Huh? I love you, Daddy. Okay, you're saved. Anyway, how many people have you banned? Thousands. I don't know why you keep text-to-speech on nowadays. It's good content. It's literally good content. That's why I keep TTS on usually. It's like it's fun. Like sometimes it's actually funny. And then other times it's just really annoying and repetitive and it's the same fucking joke over and over again. But when it hits, it really hits. Literally free money and jokes to steal and post on Twitter. Like it's not even jokes to steal and post on Twitter, but it's like it makes for fun clips every now and then. It's just not fun when it's the same shit over and over again. At least you don't get 25777 spam like XQC does. That guy spams TTS and just annoys the group. Not a value add. It doesn't matter. Have you heard about the Logan Paul Mayweather fight? Yes, I have. So where was I? Okay, so I was talking about the debate and the reception of it. Like the debate doesn't really matter all that much. Debates rarely ever matter. Maybe it matters a little bit more on local races, like smaller races, but this one already has a lot of national attention. So we'll see, but overall, it just makes her look really like a robot. And she is a robot. Like she is emotionless, and it's very obvious. It's very obvious to me, and I'm pretty sure anyone who was watching this, that she was basically robotic and just trying to do the Trump thing. Like, you know, talk about the culture points that her base cares about, or the Trump base cares about, rather, right? So we'll see if it works, but like she's so bad personally at portraying herself like a human that anyone who watched that debate is not coming out of it thinking, oh man, Warnock is a radical liberal. Like anyone who watched that debate is probably gonna be like, yeah, she kind of sucks. What the fuck's up with her? What's wrong with her? Like, how the fuck did she get this? Plus, most voters, and this is consistent, and that's why last night I talked about the comparison between her and Martha McSally. Voters don't like losers who get appointed to seats. And she is an appointment. If you're an appointment, you got to work extra hard to make sure that people like you, because people don't like privilege in that regard. And people don't like nepotism in that regard. And this is consistent for Republicans. It's consistent for Democrats. So she is she has done nothing with her position, nothing good. And this could be a Martha McSally style upset there. There's enough voters in Georgia, so we shall see. What is obvious to me is that this race is being carried by Warnock at the moment, because it's a twofer. On the Ossoff race, the race for the Republicans is being carried by Perdue, and in the Warnock-Loeffler race, it's being carried by Warnock for the Democratic side. So he has a better shot at winning because of who Kelly Loeffler is and the conditions that Kelly Loeffler got opportunities of advancement in the Republican Party, because she was she was elevated to that position. And it's exactly the same as Martha McSally. Like her attitude is exactly the same as Martha McSally. Now the difference here is that Warnock is black and has preached some things that aside from being black, has preached certain things that would cause Georgians who are already apprehensive that he is black to definitely be additionally scared. Americans notoriously are not only racist, but specifically think that, like, black pastors that talk about like radical liberation theology and preach things like that, Americans are notoriously afraid of stuff like that. So, you really think a split ticket is possible? What do you mean? Do you think the Warnock race will end up similar to the Doug Jones race? I don't know. It's also worth saying that Warnock is doing a pretty decent job at conveying policy positions, also based as fuck. Yeah. So I've mentioned this before, but the really interesting thing to look at here is we're going to find out if Georgians are more racist than sexist. So that's one, which they could be, at least looking at the history of Georgia. And two, the even more interesting thing to analyze here is whether or not, because sexism is a factor that will be helpful for the Democrats, and racism is a factor that will be helpful for the Republicans in this race, specifically this one. But what we will also see here is whether or not Warnock's very interesting campaign strategy of not necessarily attacking Loeffler and instead hyper-focusing on the positives, maybe running a little bit of defense on the negative at campaigning, but then mostly just sticking to the issues. We are going to find out if that works or not. We are going to find out if the American electorate is as cynical as I am, and we're going to find out if hopefully they're not, and they will pay attention to what Warnock is saying rather than him being black, or rather than him being like a pastor that you could consider to be radical, I guess. The misconstrued statements that the Loeffler campaign and also the National Republican Party has portrayed Warnock as. Anyway, so we shall find out. Do you think Ossoff will lose even without the Trump turnout? Wait, there is no non-Trump turnout. They already did this. Loeffler has Biden's charisma but without the dementia excuse? No, Loeffler doesn't even have Biden's charisma. Biden at least has like, Unite Here, Local 23 is bringing in 400 laid-off workers to canvas here in Georgia for the runoffs. Nice. There's hella mobilization here and boots on the ground registering people and knocking on doors. If Warnock and Ossoff win it, it's because of efforts like this. Absolutely. Speaking of which, if you are in the state of Georgia, this is your last day to register. So definitely do that if you live in the state of Georgia and you haven't. Also, check your registration because, it's fucking Georgia. Notorious for voter suppression. You might have had your name purged from the voter rolls without recognizing it. If you live in a black neighborhood, especially. If you do live in a black neighborhood in Georgia, definitely check your registration today, even if you think you've been registered. I would absolutely advise you to check your registration. You should do it regardless, but especially if you're black, or live in a black neighborhood. And tell your Georgia resident friends as well. I don't get into this shit politics. I only care about equality and other people being truthful. It's just an opinion. What? All right, we'll look at what Elizabeth Brunig had to say. I just found your channel on YouTube a couple weeks ago, just trying to put things into perspective. Did you cry when Suleimani beefcake was made? What? Did you joy or cry when Suleimani beefcake was made? What the fuck? Any tips, talking points for field organizers, canvassers in Georgia? Yeah. The campaign won't fucking hit it, and they won't tell you to do this if you are organizing with like the rest of the door knockers. I don't stray away from their messaging. They usually give you the best talking points anyway. They've calculated it. But if you want to additionally, have a conversation about the fact that isn't it strange that both Kelly Loeffler and fucking Perdue have been caught in scandals involving their own personal enrichment, involving their own fucking portfolios? Don't you think that that's odd that both of them had insider trading scandals? I mean, and then if the counter to that is, well, they were both exonerated. That's what I saw. You say, well, politicians policing other politicians. Doesn't seem. It seems like it's an easy way to exonerate one another. What's next? You know. Yeah. So. Wait, how did Liz get on MSDNC? Elizabeth Brunig is a fucking New York Times columnist. Of course she's going to get on MSNBC. Anyway. Dems are making the mistake of not bringing Biden down the GA. He won Georgia and is more appealing to the white suburbanites. I agree. I don't know why Biden is not campaigning down there. It's so silly. I don't know what the fuck is going on there. I find it very strange that both Kamala and Biden are not down there. No, don't say fucking broken foot. Don't look for excuses for the fucking campaign. They should absolutely be doing that shit. Like, they should be doing that. They should have, I think Obama did one already, but it was like a small event. But I would 1000% without a fucking doubt pump as much of like labor power from the Biden, Kamala Harris, and Obama as possible. I'm sure the closer it gets to the race, I'm sure they will probably throw Biden in the mix a little bit, but. Because the DNC don't like Warnock? No. The DNC currently has no other option but to love the shit out of Warnock. As I've already mentioned to you, he's the one who's carrying the double ticket currently. So good luck to the DNC for not fucking caring about Warnock. But I mean, here, does anyone have the vote totals in the end? Does anyone? Let me just find it. No, John Ossoff John Ossoff did not win the plurality. Warnock did. Now, of course, there was a split ticket in that race, which is why he won the plurality. But still, wait, can someone link me the New York Times totals? Thank you. So. We're going to talk about what's happening to the fucking the pollsters and like all the people that worked on the vote counts as well, which was fucking insane. All right, where are we at? GA. No. What the fuck is this? Why is it the House? Wait, why did you pick the House election results? What? This is not what I'm looking for. Okay, here. So the race between Perdue and John Ossoff is the one where Ossoff secured 2.3 million votes. Perdue got 2.4 million votes. The other race that was bigger had a much different outcome, but that's where Raphael Warnock got 32.9% of the votes with the plurality, securing the plurality over Loeffler that only got 25.9% of the vote, because Doug Collins was the other Republican there that got 20% of the votes. The 538 projections do not even weigh in. There's no weighted distribution of the polls. It's just the average. For the record, they are only doing fucking averages. So, as far as the Georgia races goes, Warnock was the one who won the plurality. There's a fuckload of Democrats in there too. Look at this race, by the way. This special race was fucking insane. There was a fuckload of Democrats in that race, but there was one other Republican that absolutely took nearly 1 million votes. Now, do we think that Doug Collins' voters, the people that voted for Doug Collins, the Trump supporters, do we think that they are going to go out and vote? Do we think that they're definitely going to go and vote for Kelly Loeffler? Probably. They probably will. That's why Donald Trump went. There was another Dem hitter. Not really. I mean, it's like here and there. I guess you're talking about Matt Lieberman, which did take a fuckload of votes. But look at this. Tamara Johnson Shealy is a Democrat, got 100,000. Matt Lieberman is a Democrat who got Matt Lieberman, by the way, son of famous Democratic demon Joe Lieberman. For those of you who are unfamiliar, and then there's Deborah Jackson, which got 300,000 votes. So there were a lot of spoilers on the Democratic side. Now it goes to runoff, so it should not matter that much. But no public option Lieberman. Yeah, the fact that we don't have a public option is directly on Joe Lieberman's hands. Trump is considering a made-for-TV grand finale, an Air Force One flight to Florida for a political rally opposite Joe Biden's inauguration. Nice. So the goal here, new lame duck President Donald Trump and outgoing VP Mike Pence sue POTUS elected Joe Biden and VP-elect Kamala to set aside the vote in 2 counties with Wisconsin's most people of color. I mean, this is nothing. I don't know why we're even looking at this. It's bullshit again. Why are we not talking about the obvious coup Trump is trying to pull off? What fucking coup, man? What fucking coup? It's not like a real thing, dude. We're not talking about it because there is no obvious fucking coup. It's over. The election is fucking over. You're being ridiculous. Like, do you watch Tim Pool or something on the side? Is that why you think there's like a coup that's happening or something, and like Trump could still clinch this? It is a half-assed attempt at a fucking coup, and it's not even a real attempt anyway. It's just to, as is the case with most of the other things that this campaign has done so far, it's to fucking appease Donald Trump and his and all of his like weirdest sensibilities as a narcissist. It's to make him look good, or because he thinks it's gonna make him look better. Because all of his fucking loser fans who don't want to admit that he lost. For what it's worth, Uncle Jank has been pushing the coup narrative. I don't care what Uncle Jank has been doing. You're here. Are you on the Uncle Jank broadcast or are you on the Hassan Piker broadcast? Like, I've been telling you that there is a very scary part of this, okay? And that's not like a fucking coup. The scary part of this conversation is the willingness of the congressional Republicans, the National Republican Party, to go along with to entertain the notion that this is a fraudulent process. Now, if you've been paying attention to politics for as long as I have, you would know and recognize that this is no different than the numerous things that Republicans have said in the past. In order to work or in order to justify all of the voter suppression efforts that Republicans engage in on a regular basis, it is a fundamental plank of their electoral victory. If you are to recognize that, or not recognize, if you are to say that that voter suppression is a necessity, then you have to fucking cast doubt on the integrity of elections, as Republicans have done for many years. The most high-profile example of this is Donald Trump himself, personally in the year 2016 of our holy Lord, being a sore winner and claiming that the additional millions of voters who voted for Hillary Clinton in the popular vote were fucking illegals. Okay? So of course they are going to do this. And this is just a logical extension of that psychotic nonsense that they've been peddling for the longest time. There's no such thing as a fucking good Republican. Stop normalizing Republicans. Okay? There are Republican voters that might be delusional. There are Republican voters that are fucking racist. There are Republican voters that are not as racist but don't care about racism as much and are deluded. But There are no fucking professional Republicans that are good. All of the professional Republicans that work in the Republican Party are fucking demons, okay? Stop normalizing Republicans. Stop running with this fucking unity narrative. I don't give a fuck that Joe Biden says, you know, we got to unite, we got to reach across the aisle. The only way, not even the only way, there is no reaching across the aisle. You might as well fucking reach across the aisle, reach back and shove your fucking finger up your ass and give yourself a reach around, because the only thing that you can do in that situation is at least a little bit of prostate simulation or stimulation, okay? That's the only thing